Thank you for joining us today on The One Focus, where we help busy practitioners lean into one thing and help us learn from one another. I am always learning from my amazing co-founder, Dr. Jenn Tabiza, who is also the owner of Westchester Eye Care Center. And we have an amazing history together of obviously launching a tech company, buying our practices together. And one thing that we've really allowed each other to do is do what you excel at and then allow me to do what I excel at. And that's something that I learned from you really early on in this, and making sure we weren't stepping on each other's toes to get this. How do you do that with your staff also? And that comes to really crisp delegation, which I think we can all and always improve on. Can you speak more to that?
Oh, well, thank you for the compliment. Likewise to you. Bri and I have certainly shared a lot of great ideas since we've opened our practice, as I think our whole community does, which is amazing. When it comes to staff, there is this phrase called zone of genius. You have to first get tuned in with your staff enough to know what each one is really the best at. Is it selling? Is it connecting to the patient? Is it being that warm smile that they need to see when they walk in? Is it the technical stuff, the more difficult things like, visual testing, and who's the best at that? And so really understand where everyone's place is. And although most of my staff is cross-trained, they are all expected to be, they know what area in my practice that's their zone of genius, and they're going to be the main one to do it with support on the side. And so if you are unsure, a great way to understand it better is to ask them, have one-on-ones with them or have a group meeting. And I sometimes will ask them, we have a hybrid eye care practice and med spa, for example, and some of them cross over in both domains and they work within both practices. And I'll ask them, hey, do you want to stay on the admin side? Do you want to stay on the receptionist side? Do you want to get more into patient care? What do you want to do? And I don't push them to do what they don't want to do. And so, just being dialed in with your staff like that, it's like any other relationship in your life. It requires that effort, but it really pays off, because as new things come up for your practice, you know who to look for to assign that task to. So that is the way, you've got to know your staff, and, don't put someone who's warm and bubbly and amazing at selling eyewear on insurance claims and benefits. You don't want to do that. And so Bri and I actually read a great book about this that helps us really focus in on what each team member is doing in any business that you run. Bri, do you remember the name of that book, which we read? Yes. And so if you're looking to advance further on how to really run a good, well-oiled machine, that is one of your first steps. Put people where they excel, and you'll see your practice excel.
And I love that you also are asking your staff what other staff members see is the benefit of them too, because sometimes we can't really see what we're good at or what we should be doing. And I love that you've been able to incorporate that in many facets of your life as well.
Thank you. Yes. It's all about connecting. You got to stay connected to your staff. I think it's one of the most effective things I've done as a small business owner is they're running it, they're running the show. You're there, we're all doing it together, but you're not doing it alone. And if you're not aware of what each piece of your business is doing that represents you, then you're never going to be able to improve and create the amazing, reach your top abilities. That's really what it's all about. Let's practice at our best ability, and let's offer patients the best experience and give them the best of everything we're capable of. It doesn't really matter where you're practicing, how you're practicing, what you're doing. You still have sort of a point that you can reach, like a maximum everyone can reach, and working on that, a goal is sort of the goal of the team.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And now activate your one focus.